if you are watching this, it means you don't know how to press space and then M1 to spike. So this tutorial will show you how to spike in Roblox Volleyball 4.2. We have like the #1 4.2 spiker right now, and he will like show you like all of his secrets. So then you can win Robux in the Roblox Volleyball League. Speaking of the #1 4.2 spiker, Justin just made his own channel, so you should like subscribe to it. We'll leave a link to that on screen and probably in the description of this video also. We'll like go into what we're gonna do now. Okay, so there's a lot of ways you can spike in this game, but one of the most used spikes is a quick. And there are usually one of two scenarios that happen. So in this case, we're gonna have name and block, right? What happens most of the time is like setters will just jump in the middle, right? When this happens, the whole point is to just make it harder for you to hit long middle, because that's a very abused spot. So like, Toan, sent me 13. Okay. If a setter jumps middle, the easiest thing to do when you're trying to quick is use a high power, like 14 power. Use 14 power, and then stand away from the setter so you don't get blocked. One of the things that happens very commonly to people is they ask for like, send me like 6. See that? You just got fucking shut down, bro. You just got walled. Like, if you ask for a power like that and the setter jumps in the middle, you're probably going to get blocked. The other case is where the setter will not block middle and they block like, I don't know, around here or here for like high powers. And if that happens and you know what's gonna happen, then you could just do the other quick and hit send me 6 real quick. Let's say like Neimannn doesn't jump middle. You can either hit in the long middle like that, or you could hit to other like very abusable spots like crosses and fucking deep corners. You can also hit shorts and sharp cuts, those work well too. Yeah. There's another, the second most commonly used spike is semi delay. No, Justin will show you how to do that.
Yes, indeed I will. Zyarae, may you please send me 7 power. Okay, so usually the setters jump when they know that someone's semi-delaying, they will glide to you. Alright, send me 7 and glide to me, Neimannn. So what a semi-delay does is you delay the ball so that it's not a quick basically, but it's not a full delay because like you hit it like in between both a delay and a quick. These spikes are very good with mids, and to mid the ball you have to just tap W. Alright, set me 7. As seen there, you just tap W once and it goes to the middle of the court. You know it's a mid if it's between around this area and this area. It's not a mid if it's in this area or all the way back here at longs. Alright, block me, Neimannn. Send me 10. It can also be used with higher powers such as like 10. It can also be used with 10, as seen there. That's a good semi-delay. It can also be used with 3, semi 3. That's a semi-delay. It can also be used with 5, semi 5. That. It's just very powerful to get around the setter because the setter usually just blocks in the middle area. And it's really easy to score points when you semi-delay. And yeah, so the next type of spike that we have is actually full delays.
Yeah,
semi-delays, and Zyarae, which
Zyarae will take over here.
Hello, I am Zyarae. So today I will introduce delays. Okay, delays are very, very, very hard to spike on because they usually get blocked because people usually glide block, or they usually, like they run up blocks like that from dropping back. But I will give you amazing tips on how to get around that. Okay, so give me a 7. So a spot that you should hit is like shorts here, because they usually back up or they go for like a different place, like like maybe like around here or like right here. But if you hit like a tight cut, they won't usually get those. You can also send me again. You can also do a middle long, because people usually move around in back row long for like no reason at all. And then send me something again. You can also hit deep corner by doing S and D tilt. So you have to, in order to do that, you just press S and D and then spike. Make sure you don't do it like hard enough so that you don't hit out. Because if you do it, if you like try to press it hard enough, set me. It usually goes like this. Oh, whoops. Like that. It usually goes like that.
Yeah.
So if you mess up your S and D tilt, it'll just go out. So the powers that you should probably be using for like full delays is like 7, 8, 5, and 10. This is like what power is this, Justin?
That was a 7, Zyarae.
Okay. You can use a 7.
Also a 7.
You can also like cut like that by using 13 power. It's very easy to get around the block with a full delay, but just be careful of not getting blocked by the drop down. So another thing that you could use is a stop set. So send me 6 stop. So you can for stop sets, they're usually like they stop mid-air, but it also gives you more time to think while you're spiking. So you can do stuff like that. You can also abuse it by doing like a semi-delay, like Justin tried to do. But it's usually only for delays. So you can just you can use hit spots like this. It's easy. You can also full delay wipe like that, but with also asking for a stop power. I don't recommend using it for like a non-stop power because this game has like really delayed input. So what you want to use is a stop power, which is 6 stop. 6 stop is really good. You can also use it for like a cut, like that. No one's getting that, bruh. You can also use low power. And people usually mess up. Okay, that's it. We're good.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go over is bump powers. Okay, so we just went over the 3 most common spikes as well as stop sets and how you can use them. And one of the other things that a lot of spikers use is bump powers. Now there's 2 ways you can use a bump power in this game. You can either use it directly into the net. Because of the physics in this game, it allows you to do that, which you obviously cannot do in real life. And there's the second way where you could do a bump directly to the antenna. If you hit what's more commonly used in this game are bump powers into the net because it's easier to hit. Because when using bump powers to antenna, a lot of people often miss because it's hard to time them. Okay, that's like one example. And then another way you could hit bumps is sharp cuts along the net like that. And that works a lot because people just spam it, and usually spikers do not go really close to the net. So sharp cuts are like a really broken spot. Or you could just hit middle long if you know the setter isn't gonna block along middle, so like do it one more time. That spot also works if you can catch receivers lagging.
Okay, so for offsets, I don't recommend this for any beginners at all because this is very complicated. But if you're like intermediate player, or casual pickups player, or maybe ranked, you can probably use these powers because they usually they actually like help a lot in terms of compared to normal spiking. So send me 6 stop, off, 6 stop off. You can also ask for this power and then make the ball go really short. And when it's off, you can actually look at more areas where the blocks are not at. You can hit over there. But the problem with this one is you can't really deep cut, which is it's okay. That's the only consequence of this power. So usually you would want to use this power to get around the block. There are also other powers that you could use, maybe 2 bump off. You can use this for quicking as well. You can quick offsets like this. It will work perfectly. You see how Justin is over there? He didn't even get it. He's stupid. So you can also do cuts, maybe net-ins. Very rare though. It's also risky. But if you can somehow manage to tip the net, then it'll probably be really broken. Okay, that's it.
Wait, So low powers is essentially spiking from anything that's not 15 power. You may be wondering why it's beneficial. It's beneficial because it catches the receivers off guard and you can hit in places where you normally would not be able to hit with higher powers, such as 15, 14, and 13. Send me 3 really quick, Mo. That power is very common of what I usually do. It catches the receivers off guard, and as you can see, it got past 2 blockers, and it scores at the higher level. Another thing I do is I like to cut the ball with a low power, so send me a 7 really quick, Mo. So I delay to the antenna, and I hit it with 13 power, and you're able to hit it cross court at the low power, and it catches the receivers off guard as well. Another thing I do is I personally like to quick straight down with low powers. Here, send me a 5. You may be wondering why, like, is that even effective? But no, it's really effective because the spiker expects you to hit at full power, and a full power goes much further than a low power. And so it's basically repetitive, but low power just goes shorter, and it just catches the receivers off guard, and it's really beneficial in certain situations.
Okay, so rebounds are, you know, they're basically multiple chances that you can get like off of the block to get another 3 touches. And this is very commonly used by like good players. So if you send me a 3 power right now, they can receive it for you, and you can set it up again for like a better play. Or people usually do this if they're like, you know, scared to get blocked. So if they get blocked, they usually do that, and you can like set it up for like a better play, for like a 10 power, or like ask for like a different power, etc.
Oh my god, bro.
I missed.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
So yeah, people usually use low power when they're about to rebound. 15 power rebound is no good because it goes so further and it's like really fast. Like look, I'll show you. See? It just goes way further than it should be. So this is why people usually rebound with 8 power or less, but usually recommended 8 power. And then now we're gonna move on to apes. So for aping, this is commonly used by like a lot of good players for catching receivers off guard because it's a second touch spike. So instead of like the standard set and spike, you usually just, you know, ape off the receive. So Neimannn set Muhammad right now. So yep, and it's like as explained before, it's usually like a quote-unquote offset as well, because it allows you to see like around the block as well. So if you have like really good eyes, you can actually get around the block with apes, and you can like tilt your spikes with like S&D and W tilt as well. S&D for deep corner and W for mid or short. But it also an ape, if you also get received, you have to like make sure to like go back and receive, because once you get like received on an ape, they're gonna try to abuse you. So just be ready for that. Okay, Neimannn. So just said Muhammad real quick.
Oh my god!
Okay, so like now that you have watched this video, you will now know how to properly press spacebar and then M1, so you can hit the ball in Roblox Volleyball 4.2. Again, make sure you sub to Justin's channel and Zyrae's channel and Neimann's channel and Kiro's channel too, even though that nigga has like 5k subs. Sub to him anyway. Thank you for watching. You have contributed more money to my fucking bank account. Nah, it's okay, bye. Alright man, we're done.
Guys, that took way too long.
That took way too long, bro.